Welcome to the Courage to Be podcast. I am your host, Tania. I had a thought this week. What if success isn't something you chase, but something you let happen? And I share this with you because I got the huge opportunity to share the stage with Lisa Nichols, Forbes Riley, Jack Canfield, John DeMartini, just to share a couple of people that were, mentors that I've looked up to for many, many years. And that seems like a huge success. Like, oh my God, I arrived, I got there. And what I noticed after I did my interview, because I'm in such a move and such a transition with everything right now, the opportunity showed up. I was ready. I had everything prepared and I said yes to it. And I paused everything on my busy Saturday morning to be part of this series, these interviews of innovators and inventors. And it made me realize that at another moment or the previous me would have been like, oh my God, I got it. And I would have been pushing and pushing and just like dreaming of doing this, but it just kind of fell in my lap. And it was a way of flowing. And it made me realize that I'm starting to shift from achievement mode to flow in this sabbatical year. And the sabbatical year hasn't started yet. It's a semi-sabbatical because I'm still working, but because I'm setting myself up this way, where I'm like, okay, I'm working a lot less hours this year. I'm just going to focus on my podcast, do the things I love. And that's when this opportunity showed up. And I'm starting to think like, wow, isn't it much easier to start doing things from this place of ease instead of a place of push or force where we're trying to force things. And this, seeing how all of this is unfolding, I'm realizing that my definition of success is starting to shift a little bit. How I used to define success and how I don't define it in this way anymore. I'm letting go of the launches and the running and the chasing and the strategy. And instead, I'm just wanting to embrace ease. Like my big words this year are like ease, leverage, and fun. And so a lot more things are coming to me instead of me chasing these things. And we want to remember that fulfillment doesn't always come from output, like from doing, pushing, going, which anyone that knows me, you can ask them. I remember people would always like stop or talk to me or whatever. And they're like, I know you're busy. And I hated that. I hated it because I feel like we carry this badge of honor of busyness. I also think it's a cop out, for many people, like, okay, that way I can, since I say I'm busy and we see this as such a badge of honor, then I can get out of X, Y, and Z, and so I would hate it, like in the last couple of years, like when people would say to me, like, I know you're really busy, I would have to stop them and be like, no, tell me what you want, what you need. And I'd like to listen to them. And I wanted to change that identity that people were putting on me and also shift the conversation to feel that busyness is something that you have to be proud of. Now I'm starting to redefine this, like I'm saying with success, of I feel that I'm successful if I can achieve things, because to me, success is just setting out a goal and completing it and realizing it, right? You have a dream, you have a goal, you complete it, then you were successful. But there's many different paths of how you can reach that success. And now I'm choosing ease. I'm choosing fun. I'm choosing leveraging and just making things easier for myself. So what if your next level didn't require more effort? And what if you didn't have to push so much? And what if you didn't have to go? What if you didn't have to strategize and just tune in more into yourself, into listening, and into finding ways of making it easier and of making them more fun and of making it more leverage, where you're using other people's time or your own time or other people's, contacts or whatever it is. So think about that and please share with me. And if you think that this episode touched you in any way, please share with any family, friends, colleagues, because that's how we help get the message out there. And any reviews, all of you that have been giving me reviews, I so appreciate it. Any reviews that you can put on iTunes, really helps with the algorithm and to get this message out there and to not have to be putting ads in between the podcast. So thanks again. Until our next episode, I'm Tania Vasallo. I'm your host of The Courage to Be, and I look forward to hearing from you.
If you loved today's episode, it would mean so much if you rate and review The Courage to Be on Apple Podcast. Not only does it help the show to grow, but it also gets you in the running for something amazing. Every month, I draw one lucky winner to receive a complimentary 7-night, 8-day vacation. You'll get to pick from over 3,000 beautiful resorts worldwide. You just cover the taxes and fees like you would with a travel rewards. Airfare is not included. And if you want to double your chances, along with your Apple Podcast review, leave a couple of comments on YouTube. That counts as a second entry. Just send your screenshots to help.thecouragetobe@gmail.com, and you'll find the email in the show notes too. It only takes a moment, and who knows, your next adventure might be closer than you think. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on our next episode of the Courage to Be podcast.